tonight. Luck be a lady tonight. Luck if you've ever been a lady to begin with. Luck be a lady tonight. Luck, let a gentleman see how great a dame you can be. I've seen the way you've treated other guys you've been with. Luck, be a lady with me. A lady doesn't leave her escort. It isn't fair, it isn't nice. A lady doesn't wander all over the room and blow on some other guy's dice. So let's keep the party polite. Never get out of my sight. Stick with me, baby, I'm the fella you came in with. Luck be a lady. Luck be a lady tonight. Will be a little gambling is fun when you're with me. Russian roulette is not the same without a gun. And baby, when it's love, if it's not rough, it isn't fun. Oh, 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 oh. I'll get him hot, show him what I got. Oh, 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 oh. I'll get him hot, show him what I got. Carrying my, no, he can't read my poker face. Carrying my poker face. Pop, 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 poker face, pop, pop, poker face. Pop, 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 poker face, pop, pop, poker face. I'm gonna give it everything I've got. Lady luck, let my dice stay hot. Let me win a seventh with every shot. Viva Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas. Viva, viva Las Vegas.
Thank you so much for coming out, guys. And supporting Drew and I in our search for sobriety. I guess now would be the proper time to tell you to silence your cell phones, but please don't turn them off because I'm the classic definition of a narcissist, and I need you to all take pictures of me constantly, please. But mostly because everything that I'm wearing tonight, I either got at a thrift store or I made out of hot glue and duct tape. So there's a huge possibility that it's gonna fall apart in front of all of you. I'm gonna fall on my face, blood's gonna be streaming down, and I'm going to be so upset if no one gets it on camera. So please, don't turn off your cell phones. And if you have a really good camera, you can zoom in and look at all of the razor burn I gave myself today. I shaved my legs for the first time, and but you can see, I stopped there, thinking that this dress would go past it. Sort of. It sucks. It took a full hour. It really was terrible. Ladies, do not feel like you need to shave your legs for a man. Just don't. It's not worth it. Well, all my life, I've been made fun of for having cankles. I swear to God. My close friends and family probably know this. You maybe not, but I I swear to God, I've been compared to Patrick Star from SpongeBob. How my legs start up here and then they just go to a point. So I was like, okay, I might as well shave my legs and try to not attract more attention to my unattractive legs.
Beautiful.
Thank you. My family's here tonight. You have no idea how much it means to me that you guys are here. I mean, you drove 6 hours just to see me put on some shitty makeup and do a crappy job at singing show tunes. I hope it's worth it. My mom called and she was like, "Where did you get this title, Search for Sobriety?" Like, she was kind of concerned. I can hear it in your voice. She's like, "Where did this title come from?" And I'm like, I thought about it and I was like, you know, I have no clue because Drew and I aren't actually searching for sobriety. I mean, let's be honest. Well, with that being said, thank you guys so much for coming. We have an awesome lineup for you guys. We have someone from Circus Culture performing. We have Jordan Dunpills, Jordan Friend. I can't think of everybody, but a lot of people here for you guys. And with that, Drew Lausch.
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, and my family actually isn't here tonight. Thank you guys so much for being here. I love it because it's such a different energy than my AA meetings. It's like really positive. I'm kidding, I don't go to those meetings. Those meetings are for quitters. No, I am a little nervous tonight. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. This is my first time really trying stand-up. So I was thinking of ways I could ease us all into this process. So I'm gonna pass out lube and you're all gonna have a go at me. Sorry, that was too much. I'm totally kidding. That was too much for an icebreaker. I'll try a different one. Raise your hand if you've ever given anal a shot. Thank you. No one else? Thank you. Well, thank you, everyone. I like it. We have not a lot of confident gays in the house. The first time that I ever tried anal sex, I was 16 years old. I had roughly 8 shots of my dad's cheap gin, and I believed that our love could get us through because I knew what romance was. And it was with the guy that was kind of my first everything. He was just, I'd secretly been seeing him. I'm from Fargo, so it was like scary to be gay. But yeah, he was my first everything. Now my first kiss, I left that up to some poor girl named Shannon. I'm sorry, Shannon. Shannon's in the house tonight. I'm totally kidding. What if Shannon was like, yeah? No, I really did. That was for Shannon. But not as poor as the girl who I tried eating out was. Have you guys ever seen the video of Ariana Grande licking the donut? It's kind of like she just wants a taste. Like she's like. So that was similar to my technique. It's funny because that video and my first time eating out a girl was very similar. In the video, Ariana Grande says, "I fucking hate Americans." And while I was eating this girl out, all I could think was, I fucking hate eating pussy. I really do hate eating pussy. No, but back to this guy, my first time, right? That's what I'm really talking about. So, I'm like 8 shots of gin in, and we're like getting ready, we're getting hot and heavy. And I realized that I don't have lube, and guys, apparently none of you have tried anal, so if you do at some point, you will definitely need lubricant. And I wasn't that stupid, I wasn't trying to dry dick this, but I thought using my sister's scented lotion. Midnight Pomegranate. And I was thinking if I ever make it big, I would come out with my own lubricant line entitled Midnight Anal Granite or Mid-Anal Pomegranate, Midnight Poopagranate, Anal sex. Yeah, So I was trying to think of an image I could give you guys to describe my first time. So you guys ever seen a horse kind of buck its hind legs? Okay, yeah, a lot of you have, I'm sure. You all seem like horse people. Have you guys ever heard of the torture technique from medieval times where they would stick like a hot poker in someone's ass if they did something bad? Okay, so my first time, the guy's dick was the hot poker, and I was the horse, and I kind of bucked and waved. I didn't think that joke was that good, but I wanted to show you all that I could tap dance. Thank you. Yes, tapping. It's good. No, I feel like the older we get, though, the more comfortable we are with sex, and I think that's a really beautiful thing. And like sometimes shit happens. I'm saying that literally, shit happens. The summer after my freshman year, I was dating this guy who was totally my type, big dick, and looked like Hitler Youth. And my idea of romance with him was, I don't know, I mean, essentially I would go to a party, get really wasted, get pounded, and go to sleep. And I kind of felt like Cinderella, because I feel like Cinderella was an anal girl too. She definitely was, but there was this one particular party where, so I went to the party, I got really drunk, I showed up, we had sex, and I passed out. And at some point in the night, I kind of heard this like gurgling sound, and then all of a sudden I heard like a balloon letting all the air out sound, and then I felt really skinny. And, it's the best way to sleep, I think, feeling really skinny. So I feel really skinny, and I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna go back to bed, it's whatever. But then you guys, the smell hits, and I mean, like, the smell hits, right? So I'm like, oh my God, Drew, like, did you just shit the bed? And I kind of push it away. I'm like, no, there's no way. Like, I've heard stories of this happening, but like, I'm not the drunk idiot that like shit the bed. But the smell kind of persists, so I stand up, and then I look at my liquid shame on the bed. So I'm like freaking out. I'm like still very, very inebriated, and I'm like, fuck, like he's gonna break up with me because he's sleeping in my feces, and like, right, but like not valid, because like, I don't know, like I would sleep in someone's feces that I love. I know, right? Like, you guys are like, maybe. Yeah, so I look at this pile of shit, and I'm like, oh my God, like what do I do? So I'm like, first step, you have to wipe your ass, because like it's still a little greasy down there. So I go to the bathroom, I wipe my ass, and I come back, and I look at my creation, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what do I do? And one of my favorite Anne Frank quotes comes to mind. The final forming of a person's character lies in their own hands. So I look at my shit and I think, what would Anne do? And what I thought Anne would do was pick my shit up and bring it to the toilet, so that's exactly what I did. However, I wish it had been like a little rabbit turd, like it could be like, toilet and be like, good night. But instead, the shit was like, it looks like I had eaten 12 empanadas. Like 12. So I had to make 3 trips to actually get, I have like medium-sized hands, but it was a doozy. So yeah, I transport the shit out, and then he finally wakes up. He sees kind of what looks like an oil stain, and obviously my self-esteem took a really big hit from this entire experience. But you guys are probably all wondering why I'm single, right? Right? You're like, no, Drew, we want an alcoholic bed shitter too. Like, sign me up, please. No one. Yeah. I don't want to do that. Awful. I recently studied in London, which was pretty fun. Thank you. Yeah, London. And I would go to all these gay bars, and it was really, really fun. There was one time I went to this bar, pronounced. It was called G-A-Y. It was pronounced like faggots R us. And one time I was there, I was with my friend, and we were dancing on this table. And all of a sudden, I see this guy like in the corner, and he's kind of like giving me the gay eyes, like cruising. If anybody doesn't know what, doesn't know what that means, but so he's kind of giving me the gay eyes, and I'm like drunk, and I'm like, and I'm like, yeah, like let's go for gold. I'm down. Like you're down. So he comes over to me, and we're still kind of staring, and I'm just like dancing, like, oh my god, how fun it is to be so pretty and so blonde. And he looks at me, and he picks me up off of this table, and sets me down, and he literally picked me up off of the table. So I'm thinking like I'm in Dirty Dancing or something. Like this is like what Hannah Montana feels like every day. So he picks me down, and he uses one of the best pickup lines I have ever heard. He looks at me and says, "Russia, fuck America." And I look at my friend, and I'm like, oh my, like this Russian wants to make me his prince. I'm like, yes, please, like let me. No, I didn't sleep with him because I'm not a fucking idiot, but it was a funny pickup line. And I feel like, I don't know, the dating world is so weird to begin with. Like I feel like I've never understood it. Like I've never understood dating apps. And like I don't really get, like I'm not cute when I go to the bars. I'm always like if I get the confidence to go, it's because I'm super drunk and just like hoping that like me being drunk and cute will like get someone to go home with me, which has worked sometimes, but yeah, like I just don't really get the dating world. So I was wondering if anybody in the audience could tell me their favorite pickup line. Anyone? Raise your hand. I'll pick someone. Yes, tell me your favorite pickup line.
This is my favorite song. Let's dance.
We've got a virgin in the house, everybody. No, there was one time I was working in Texas. I was working in Dallas, Texas, and I was at this bar called the Rainbow Lounge. So obviously a mystery what kind of bar that was. Gay bar, Rainbow Lounge. And this guy, and I mean, Russia Fuck America was truly charming, but I didn't know. I thought that was gonna be like the worst pickup line I'd ever heard, but it really, really wasn't. So I was in this bar in Dallas, Texas, and I'm doing my thing, whatever, and this guy comes up to me and he goes, "Oh my god, I thought I just saw a ghost. You look just like Matthew Shepard." Now, if you guys don't know who Matthew Shepard is, he's the guy that was mercilessly beaten for being gay in Laramie, Wyoming. It's who the Laramie Project is based off of. However, in my drunken state, I briefly forgot this fact. So, my first response was, "Oh my god, Matthew Shepard, what movie is he in?" And he was like, "No, like, he's the guy that the Laramie Project is based off of." So then I kind of get it, but then I'm also like, what the fuck kind of pickup line is this? So, to be cheeky and cute, my second and final response to him was, "Do I look like him before or after the meeting?" Oopsie doopsie. Yeah, I feel like dating has brought me into a lot of super fun experiences. Like, has someone ever been like, like you've been into someone and then they've been like, I can't speak, 1 second. You've been into someone, right? And you tell your friend, and they're like, "Oh, like we don't know, like we've heard bad things, like he's got a third ball," or like something weird, right? Well, the same thing happened to me because I was really into this guy, so I slept with him, and then I texted because that's what you do. If you're into someone, you fuck them instantly. Just instantly. Kind of but you don't do that at all. Like, I'm not that kind of girl. So I slept with him, and then I text my friend, and I'm like, "Hey, like, I just slept with this guy. He's so dreamy. Like, he's so wonderful. Like, should I go for it? Like, what should I do?" And she was like, "Hey, Drew, like, I know he's super, super cute, but, like, he has genital warts." So obviously my next response was, "Challenge accepted." And she was like, no, Drew, like, you can't get rid of genital warts. And I was like, hello, everyone, welcome. Thank you for coming to learn genital warts. Yeah, genital warts. So yeah, she's like, he has genital warts. I was like, challenge accepted. And she was like, you can't get rid of genital warts. And I was like, that's because genital warts hasn't met Drew Lausch yet. So a month later, I thought I had genital warts. I go to the clinic. I'm like home in Fargo, and I don't want my parents to know. So I call this Planned Parenthood, and I'm like, can you give me an appointment? Like, I have genital warts. So, like with like a Starbucks cup in my hand, like, I have genital warts. So I go to this clinic, and they're like, they do a bunch of routine tests, and they're like, so how many sexual partners have you had in the past like 3 months? And I was like, 3. And they're like, how many times have you used a condom? And I was like, 33%. And they were like, okay, so we're gonna be doing an AIDS test today. And I was like, actually, like, I'm not really worried about that. And they were like, you just told us to use condoms 33% of the time, so we're gonna do an AIDS test. And I questioned my self-esteem. But we do a bunch of tests, and I'm here to tell you guys there isn't an actual test for genital warts, which is like, I'm sure a bunch of you were about to go get it checked out, and like, I'm sorry. But there isn't a test, so at the end of the thing, I'm like, hey, I would love if I could be tested for genital warts. And she's like, actually, like, there isn't really a test, but I could show you, like, what a full outbreak looks like so that you know. And guys, I don't know if you've ever had the pleasure of looking at a full outbreak of genital warts. But like, I literally can't describe it to you. Like, she showed it to me and I was like, like fully gagged. I mean, I didn't have it, thank God, but I was so relieved. So I was thinking of a feeling I could give you to describe what a full outbreak of genital warts looks like. So it's kind of the quality of Catwoman starring Halle Berry mixed with my self-esteem. I know, it wasn't a really good joke, but I wanted to let you all know that I have a very, very low self-esteem. No, but I had another scare with, I believe it was gonorrhea, and you don't have to ask me how I thought I had that, but don't trust your friends, especially if your friends are named Miko. We're so good, you guys. Like, don't even stress. Like, I let him know I was saying that joke tonight. I didn't. He's gonna be like surprised. But so I had to go to the health clinic. The health center, the lovely Ithaca College Health Center, and I go up and I'm like, hey, do you guys do STD testings? And she was like, you mean STI testings? And I was like, everybody like heard me in the lobby, like they heard that I'd said STDs, and then she made me repeat it again, so like, everybody knew what I was there for. And she was like, so I can see you in 2 months, and I was like, it's kind of urgent, like I need to be seen. And she was like, oh, has there been contact? And in the moment, I tried to make a Ren joke, like, you know the song Contact? Yeah, I was like, hot, sweat, sweet, like, tried to go for it. She was like, okay, we'll see you now. I was like, yeah, like, we won't continue with the joke. But I get into her office, and she's like, okay, so she kind of asked me some great questions, like top bunk or bottom bunk, which is like a nice euphemism for what gay sex is. And then she kind of starts doing the test, so I have to like lay down in the fetal position, just like, and then she didn't go ham downstairs or anything, but she takes this Q-tip and kind of inserts it inside of me. And how do you guys feel about pillow talk? Are you like into it or like not? Yeah, you're into it. Okay, so thank you so much. Well, my nurse Jennifer, my doctor Jennifer was really into it too, so as she inserts this Q-tip inside of me and starts swirling it around, she goes, feels kind of funny, doesn't it? Literally the most bizarre experience of my life. Because I'm like sitting, I'm like in this fetal position, like, is this like what, like I'm being taken advantage of? Like, no, it doesn't feel funny, like I'm in here being tested for gonorrhea, like I don't think this is a joke, whatever. But lucky me, I recently had another gonorrhea scare, yay! walk in and I was expecting to see my love, Jennifer, but Jennifer isn't there. So instead, I was working with this really, really lovely man named Jerome. And he takes me back. I know, Jerome's like a hilarious name. I said Jerome, you're like, that name sucks. No, but Jerome takes me back, and the entire process was kind of weird because he never looked me in the eye, like the entire time we were talking. So it was like he was uncomfortable because I was like, yeah, you gotta check me out for STDs, but he was like trying to like make like weird nervous jokes and just like wouldn't look me in the eye. Like, I was like, hey, like over here. So I laid down on the hospital bed and I pull my pants down and he starts handling my penis very delicately. And he's still kind of talking, he's just like talking about whatever. And then he proceeds to give me sex advice while he's playing with my penis. What he says is, well, first of all, he prefaces it with this. He says, Drew, like, I'm sure you've learned a lot of great things here at Ithaca College, but I have had students come in to me and say that this sex technique that I gave them was the best thing that they had learned here at Ithaca College. So I was like, okay, well, yeah, like, lay it on me, Jerome. Like, let's hear it. You don't look me in the eye, but like, I'm totally down. Let's hear it. He then proceeds to describe a sex position entitled the passion propeller. Does anybody know what the passion propeller is?
No.
Okay, I'm going. So I am your teacher. I will. The passion propeller is essentially when the guy, so the girl and/or guy is laying down with like hole, their preferred hole in the air, and the guy kind of planks over her, sticks his dick inside, and then rotates 360 degrees around her using his arms. Now, guys, I need to remind you that he's literally handling my penis and being like, so the passion propeller, and I'm like, and I got like rock hard because it was so sexy. But I didn't at all. So you guys are probably all very concerned about one, my health, and two, my single and dating life. But I'm here to tell you that it really is on its way up because the first guy, remember Midnight Pomegranate guy that I talked to you guys about earlier? He recently messaged me on Facebook to kind of rekindle things, and I was very excited. The message said, "Hey Drew, when do you get back to Fargo? Been thinking about dat ass." So I'm doing just fine. Thank you guys so much for listening. I will be back, don't you worry. But up next, I believe Mike Sullivan, wherever he is, wants to tell us why he's a part of this world. Let's give it up.
Hello again. So, this literally just happened to me. Today was a busy day. I've been bringing shit in and out of this place. I have so much drag stuff back there. And I forgot the one that I'm wearing right after this, I forgot it in my car. So I literally had to run down the street trying to get this thing, and I'm like, fuck, I don't know how long Drew is going, like what if I just am not there? And I'm like running. And these things are falling off me, these bees are just like bouncing off me, like going all throughout the street. But I got here, we're good. What was I gonna say next? Oh, okay, now I remember. Okay, so, as most of you know, drag is very, very new to me. This is my 4th time performing in drag, I'm pretty sure. So, and it's still I still get really anxious for it. You know, I just took like 5 shots to get the edge off because it's terrible. And I've had such an awesome, he knows it's true, that's why he's laughing. I still get anxious, even though I've had such an amazing support system. I mean, like, my family's here, my mom has helped me make some of the outfits that I'm wearing today. Yes. That doesn't always happen. That's not the typical drag queen experience. And I don't really get why. I mean, I don't want to get too political because, that's boring, but what does it really matter if someone wants to become a drag queen? Or if I decide to come out as transgender and I talk to you about how I want to transition, it doesn't really affect you. I mean, who actually gives a fuck? It's just not your business when it comes down to it. And there's some people that actually care so much. And I have one thing to say to them. It's my body, not your body. Nobody's business but my own. I've had it up to here with all them holy years and vows that want to save me from the devil's wicked dam. Don't preach me no commandments. Don't preach me no jive. There's only one commandment. To die alive. Maybe I'm a sinner. Well, I ain't exactly alone. It's my body and my body's nobody's business but my own. Maybe you don't like it. But that don't mean nothing, 'cause it's my body, not your body, and my body is my business. My business is my business. Nobody's business but my own. Everybody has the freedom to do what the fuck they want to do with their own body. I mean, if you want to get a tattoo, then get a tattoo. It's no one's judgment if you can or can't. And so, to segue, I had to take a online class this Christmas break. It was actually a human sexuality class, and I learned so much. It was awesome. I learned about LGBTQ issues, I learned about the anatomy of sex, I learned about sexual tensions throughout the world, and it was a really informative, interesting class. But one of the most interesting things that I learned there was that the vaginal orgasm is the most stimulating orgasm a human being can experience. Scientifically, because of the nerves that a vagina has, it is the most stimulating orgasm. And I'm sitting here reading my laptop, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm getting seriously jealous here. And I don't think I'm alone here, but I mean, I just wondered what it would be like. Look at this stuff, isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete? Wouldn't you think I'm a girl who has everything? Look at my face, check out my chest. Wouldn't you say mosquito bites are the best? Looking around me, you think she's got everything. But as you know, I'm a drag queen. And so, I'm a dude down below. You want real female looks? I've got wigs. But who cares? No big deal. I want more. I want to be like the females are. Not with heels, but with real genitalia. Waiting in bathroom lines. For how long does it usually take? Years. Tucking my cock, I can't get too far. I'm required for nearly everything. Washing myself with that, what's that word again?
douche. I wanna bang, I wanna bone, I wanna finger my puss all alone. I wish I could have a vagina. What would I do if I could live with a clitoris? What would I pay to spend a day without unexpected boners? Better if I had a vagina, I'd be the happiest ever. Drunk young drag queens, sick of tucking, ready for lips. I'm ready to know what the women know. What's my bra size and what's my cycle? What's menstruation and why does it, what's the word? Blow. I wish I could know if I could pick. I'd pick a skin canoe, not a day.
No shaft.
Wish I could have a vagina.
So, I'm about to go change into the headdress that I left in my car. But next up is Jordan Dumbbells.
Hey guys. I've got to be honest with you. What I'm about to do is just so not performance ready, but I'm also searching for my sobriety, so fuck it. Alright, do any of you know the new musical Dear Evan Hansen?
Yeah!
So the sheet music for that is unavailable at the moment, so I decided to make a guitar cover of the single, which is Waving Through a Window. And that's what I'm going to play for you guys right now. You would think that being drunk would make me less nervous, but that's unfortunately not the case. I learned to slam on the brakes before I even turn the key, before I make the mistake, before I lead with the worst of me. Give them no reason to stare, no shipping up if you slip away. But I got nothing to share, no, I got nothing to say. Step out of the sun if you keep getting burned. Step out of the sun because you've learned, On the outside, always looking in, will I ever be more than I've always been? 'Cause I'm tapping on the glass, waving through a window. I try to speak, but nobody can hear, so I doesn't rise. No one tells you where you belong. Step out of the sun because you can burn. Step out of the sun because you learn, because you learn. On the outside, always looking in, will I ever be more than I've always been? Cause I'm tapping on the glass, waving through the window. I try to speak, but nobody will hear, so I wait around for an answer to appear, and I watching people pass, waving through the window. Can anybody see? Is anybody waving when you're falling in a forest? There's nobody around. Do you ever really crash or even make a sound? When you're falling in the forest, there's nobody around. Do you ever really crash or even make a sound? When you're falling in the forest, there's nobody around. Do you ever really crash or even make a sound? When you're falling in the forest, there's nobody around. Do you ever really crash or even make a sound? Did I even make a sound? Do I even make a sound? It's like I've never made a sound. Do I even make a sound? On the outside, oh everything more than I've always been, cause I'm tapping on the glass, waving through the window. I'm trying to speak, but nobody can hear, so I wait around for an answer to appear, and I watching people pass, waving through the window. Can anybody see? Is anybody waving back at me? Oh, oh.
I wanna be the very best. To catch them is my real test. To train them is my cause. I will travel across the land, searching far and wide. Each Pokemon to understand the power that's inside. Pokemon, it's you and me. I know it's my destiny. Oh, you're my best friend in a world we must defend. Pokemon, a heart so true, our courage will pull us through. You'll teach me and I'll teach you. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all.
So many people, they come up to me and or just in general, they say like, oh my god, Pokemon, I loved growing up with Pokemon. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of awkward. I didn't really grow up with Pokemon. I got into it my junior year of high school. Which is true. He knows it's true. I love Pokemon. They're so much fun. They're all colorful. And they're cute. You know, we have a good time. But I've noticed that if you bring up Pokemon like on a date or like as a pickup line, it works every single fucking time. No joke. And with kids our age, they're like, oh my god, Pokemon! Like, they love it. They absolutely love it. Like, if you have a Tinder, which, I don't know, for those who don't know what a Tinder is, it's an app on your phone that you could get, and it's a dating app, essentially. And if you swipe right to someone, that means you think you're interested in them, and if they swipe right to you, then you guys match, and you can communicate with each other. If you swipe left, it's a no-no. But if you put I love Pokemon on your About Me, that I guarantee you that is the first thing people are gonna bring up. I've seen a few people in this room on Tinder, actually. I had a Tinder once, And it didn't really go far, but it was fun. I mean, everyone's downloaded it once. Like, come on, don't lie. I mean, Drew, I've seen Drew on Tinder.
No, I have been on Tinder before, actually. I have been on Tinder. No, but it's so funny. Mike was like, Drew, like, I would love for you to talk about, like, dating apps for, like, a hot second. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'd love to. So I'm gonna give it to you guys, like, very briefly. So there's Grindr and there's Tinder for us homosexuals. And it's funny because Grindr, you get both of them thinking that you want to fall in love and then your dreams are slowly crushed. Grindr is kind of the thing where like you put a cute picture up of yourself and then you'd get, like in my experience, I got like a bunch of messages that were like, oh my gosh, like would love to bring you to coffee sometime, or like would love to see a movie with you sometime. And I'm this is quick, don't worry. But I was like, I was lying to you all. That never happened. It was mostly on Grindr. It was just really threatening messages towards my asshole. And like after a while, you kind of get defensive for your own asshole. You're like, you can't talk about him like that. Like he has feelings and like a little baby hemorrhoid and can't deal with your focus. But on the opposite side of that, you have Tinder, and like Tinder's for like those people that are like, I like don't just want sex, like I want a connection, but like really they just want sex, but they're like playing it off. Like, right, you'd agree with me, right? Totally. Yeah. So one time I was on Tinder and I was trying to be classy. Like I only tried Tinder a few times, but one guy's pickup line was, "Have you ever played Leaky Submarine?" Yeah. And I said, "No. Like, what do you mean, Leaky Submarine?" And this is on Tinder. And he said, "I want to plug all of your holes." Mike, what else? Mike? Thank you so much.
Well, I changed the words. You're dismissed.
Thank you.
I changed the words to a song that's all about that first time you match with somebody on Tinder and how amazing it truly feels inside. I'm not surprised, not everything lasts. I've broken my heart so many times, I've stopped keeping track. I dug myself in, I dug myself out. I get all worked up, then I let myself down. I tried so very hard not to download it. I came up with a million excuses. I thought of every possibility. And someday I hope that I'll get a match. I'll have to swipe right and left to find a catch. And I promise I'll respond to every guy that I get. I just haven't matched them yet. I might have to wait, I'll never give up. I guess it's half timing and the other half's luck. Wherever you are, whenever it's right, you'll come out of nowhere and into my life. And I know that we could be so amazing. And baby, your love is gonna change me. And now I can see every single possibility. And someday I know Tinder will work out. We all know Grindr's gross, there's no doubt. And promise me, babe, I won't get a pic of your cock, or else I'll get you blocked. They say all's fair in love and war, but we won't need to fight it. We'll both swipe right and we'll be united. And someday I know Tinder will work out. We'll text to learn what we're both about. Promise you, babe, I'll give more if we match. It's a match, it's a match, it's a match. I am so fucking pumped. I haven't
give so much more than I get. Yeah, I just haven't met you yet. I just haven't met you yet. I promised you, babe, to give so much more. Love, 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 love. I just haven't met you yet. I'm so mad that I just missed that. Hey.
It was so good.
I got to see a clip of it. I got a little video, so I'm hoping that video comes out well. So I was thinking about it. It's today's April 23rd, and I'm leaving Ithaca for good May 23rd, a month from today, which is fucking crazy to think about, because it feels like yesterday that I was here for orientation. And I've been just, doing a lot of reflecting, naturally. I thought about, like, why I want to do theater, what brought me into theater, like, what have I learned, what do I regret, what don't I regret? And a lot of what was coming back to me was in high school. In high school, like, what really got me into theater, what made me want to audition for musical theater to all these schools. As I'm sure most of you know, we audition for 1,000 schools. Hopefully we get one, and that's that. And a lot of it was because of the church, which is crazy, because I am not really the most religious person in the world. I'm sorry, Mom. She knows, yeah. As she wipes a tear from her face, she's like, I know. But yeah, I'm really not religious at all. I mean, most drag queens I don't think are, but I still appreciate it so much. I like the songs the songs and the art and the just what comes out of like religion is pretty beautiful. Any kind of religion. I was raised as a Christian, and I really fucking hated going to church. Like really hated it. But what made me love it was the singing and like the songs that I got to sing when I was there. And so I randomly, as random as this is, I got a group together to sing one of my favorite Christmas songs ever. And they are Rebecca Simpson-Wallach. Yeah. Get up here, girl, get up here! Here she is. Yeah! Oh, mind you,
We got this song together in literally the last week, so people are gonna be up here with their computers, their iPads, fucking sheet music, because the song is long, it's hard, a lot of harmonies, so everyone, don't judge them for having sheet music. Next up, we got Aaron Alcaraz. Oh, there he is. Natalie Merrill. Connor Bray. You show up to a drag show wearing this? Are you fucking serious? What? He was gonna come as Nessa Rose, everybody, from Wicked, and he chose this instead? Girl. Oh. I'm kidding. Yeah, we'll, at the after party, Octagon after party, everybody. Danny Hayward! Oh, Kylie! We have a special guest with us tonight, my friend Jenna fucking Rapisano! We met this summer doing a show together, and she's the fucking best. And then we have my sister from another mister, Kara Bachman. And last but not least, Kevin Patel! Alright, so this song...
She's wearing a dress.
Let's switch over here a little bit. And this song is titled In the First Light. See? Yeah. Do you mind playing it at the Alright.
In the first light of a new day, no one knew he had arrived. Things continued as they had been, while the newborn softly cried.
But the heavens, wrapped in wonder, knew the meaning of his birth. In the wickedness of a belief, they knew God had come to earth.
As his mother held him closely, it was hard to understand that her baby, not yet speaking, was the word of God to man. He would tell them of his kingdom, but their hearts would not believe. They would hate him, and in anger, they would nail him to a tree.
But the sadness would be broken as the song of life arose.
excited to introduce Alex Russell, who is a part of circus culture here, actually, which is very, very exciting. And next weekend and the weekend after that, she's doing a show entitled, this is funny, right? Entitled Circus Folk, and you should all check it out because she's pretty remarkable. So let's all welcome Alex Russell.
Maybe with the heroes in the angel love, but the angel love is slowly fell out of touch. Trying to be the best, it's never good enough, and it's not enough to sit back and watch as we all come and go. The doors are closed to heaven. They said we could be better. Our hearts told our heads to let go. So it's better than regretting, and we won't be forgetting, 'cause we walk out this world on our own. We are only society, but all men are free to be what they wanna be. Wasting all the year if you wanna dare, 'cause wasted time with you is the best thing I knew. Now so go, go. The doors are closed to heaven. Our hearts told our heads to let go. So much better than regretting, and we won't be forgetting, 'cause we walk out this world on our own. Go. The doors are closed to heaven. They said we could be better. Our hearts told our heads to let go. So much better than regretting, and we won't be forgetting, 'cause we walk out this world on our own. Maybe we'd be heroes in the end. Fell out of touch. Trying to be the best is never good enough. I just we said we could be better. Our hearts told our heads to let go. So much better than regretting, we won't be forgetting, 'cause we walk out this world on our own. Go, the doors are closed to heaven. We said we could be better. Our hearts told our heads to let go. So much better than regretting, we won't be forgetting, 'cause we walk out this world on our own.
That was incredible. Up next, we have the amazing, incredible Jordan Friend.
I'm just getting the instrument.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Here's this.
Thank you.
Hey guys. I'm not going to talk about any health center visits, unfortunately. So while I'm setting this up, this song is one that I actually just finished writing last week. I wrote it the morning of the gig of the Nines that I played with Alexa and Jordan. So it's not on the EP, but that gives me a chance to say that I do have an EP, and it's available for purchase on Bandcamp and Spotify, and my parents say it's adequate, so... Jordan, your guitar strap is made for like a T-Rex. Can you give me a hand with this, Jordan? I don't know how this thing works. It's very ornate, though. I like it.
Another chance to perform like on tape. Thank you.
All right. So this is a song I done wrote, and it's called Charity Ball. And it's about a guy who's not real, this is fictional, and he crashes his ex's philanthropy event. Here we go. Enjoy.
Sin drop D.
You could have told me.
Sorry.
Whoever's taking pictures of this, you are easily entertained.
The high E2.
The high E2? You should have said Dadgad. That'll do. Almost go off the stage. Here we go.
Yeah!
Jordan?
Yeah?
Oh wait, I remember now. I just was playing it the wrong way. Am I a sinner? I just need to raise this thing. This is going swimmingly, isn't it? I'm not using that microphone. Oh my god! This is better than my freshman review, man. Made it through! About the children I'll never know. And am I a bastard if I'm unaware of how to make their little garden grow? Oh, oh, oh. Are you a lover just 'cause you care? Oh, about the children you'll never know. And are you a queen just 'cause you're aware of how your checkbook can help them grow? Saw you cross the room at the charity ball. The dress that you wore was free trade, so you say. You seemed awful pleased that I finally saw your way, till a frown crossed your face when I asked you a little event for the children in need. I just came to find you, to point out the fear that makes you this philanthrope high on good deeds. 'Cause lately I've been thinking about all the times you said my heart had a void that I needed to fill. And filling that void could be done with some charity. The kind you can accomplish with cash in the will. Left by your aunt Priscilla, who also funded the bills for the floors in your home in LA. Despite your righteousness, of which there's a lot, I still find you pretty whenever you smile. And so I've come to your charity ball. Oh, I swallowed my pride and adapted your style. Am I a sinner just 'cause I care for you more than most children I'll never know? And am I a bastard just 'cause I'm aware of all the hurt, darling, you hide by helping them grow? So here I am approaching you at the charity ball, turning away all the champagne and hors d'oeuvres thrown my way. Oh, though I'm tempted, just so I can savor the sweet look on your face when I ask you. Oh, the look on your face when I ask you, please let me live on the floor in your home in LA.
Yep. So, to explain what I have on my head, if you guys saw the posters, there's one poster of me in a black dress with a bunch of reeds in my head. Those things grow in my backyard. And I made this headpiece that I can take crap out and put crap in. And I went to a florist, Business is Blooming actually, and I showed them that photo and I said, can you guys do something? Like, what do you think? And they were all about it, and it was amazing. They made this. I left them the headpiece. It's really great. She did an amazing fucking job. It's not like a typical florist where it's like a retail shop when you go in and you can buy your flowers. It's she's very, very design oriented, and she takes locally grown flowers very seriously. And she was such a kind woman, so awesome. And I mean, look at this thing, it's unbelievable. So if you guys ever need flowers, Sherry's coming up, like Business is Blooming is where it's at. And it's all thanks to Aaron Alcaraz, because, get up here, bitch. This guy, I wanted to look professional and when I was showing my photos, and my computer has cracks up the wazoo on it. So I was like, Aaron, can I use your iPad? And Aaron, being the amazing kind soul that he is, lent me his iPad. And it was, because of you, because of Blooming, Business is Blooming, that this thing is here for us today.
Yeah. Go, Aaron. Using the stamps. Yeah, let's go.
We're gonna sing a little song for you.
strangely quiet, but now the storm simply rests to strike again. Standing waiting, I think of her. I think of
Strange this
her.
navvy, she leaves the room, yet remains. She lingers on. Something stirs me to think of her. I think of her.
From death she cast her spell. All night we hear her sighs. And now a girl has come who has her thighs. She has her thighs. The girl has Lily's thunder thighs. Thighs that saw him happy long ago. Keep going, I messed him up. Never known, how can he see this girl and miss those thunder?
She has her
thighs.
The girl has Lily's thunder thighs. Those thighs that closed and left me all alone. Those thighs I really never ever let me go. How can I see this girl who has her thunder thighs? In Lily's thighs a castle this house seemed to be, and I, her bravest knight, became my
She has her thighs, she has my Lily's thunder thighs. Those eyes that love my brother, never me. Those thighs that never saw me, never knew I longed to hold her close, to live at last in Lily's thighs.
Imagine me a lover.
I longed for the day she'd turn and see me standing there. Would God had let her stay. She has her thighs. She has Lily's thunder thighs. Who has that first love so? How can I now forget that I dare to be in love, alive and whole in Lily's thighs, in Lily's
It's not a splash zone, don't worry.
Test. All right, here we go. She comes on like a rose, but everybody knows she'll get you in Dutch She's pretty as a daisy, but look how man she's crazy. She'll really do you in if you let her get under your skin. Poison ivy, poison ivy. Late at night while you're sleeping, poison ivy comes a creeping around. The measles make you jump in. The the wind, fuck. The common cold will fool ya, and whooping cough will fool ya. The poison ivy that'll make you itch. You're gonna need an ocean of calamine lotion. You'll be scratching like a hound the minute you start to mess around. Poison ivy, poison ivy. Late at night while you're sleeping, poison ivy comes a creeping around. Oh, and Drew. Drew? Yep, okay.
Wow. Wasn't that something? So I'm not getting naked or pouring stuff on myself because I did that last night. No, I was actually thinking about it. I'm back. I was thinking about it. I feel like I kind of left you guys with like a kind of a sad look at my my dating life. So I wanted to talk about a guy that I met in Utah. Actually, I worked in Utah for a summer. Super fun. And as a side note, it's funny, like. This show is called Search for Sobriety. Like, obviously, like, Mike and I drank too much. Like, that's like a common fact. Like, we just like foul going out that day. Who knows? I'm kidding. You know, we're good. Utah's like the first place I think I've ever come close to having a legitimate drinking problem. Yeah. I say this because my first week there, I was like, I mean, it's Utah, and like, I don't know if you've been there. It's really pretty, but there's like nothing to do in the place that I was. So, Utah. I'm like, I know Utah. No, but it's really boring. But luckily, I met this guy there. So I was working for this company, and he was kind of in charge of the company, so it was like a little scandalous that he had taken such a liking and such an interest in me. But he was so great. I'd never been with someone so mature as him. He had a much different outlook on life, and like he was Mormon, but I had never really been with a Mormon. He's like, why, you know? But yeah, he was so mature, and I should mention that he was 67 years old. Yeah. And he and I used to play this game where I would take his scrotum and kind of like wrap it around my entire body because he was 67. So it was kind of like my own personal fleshy Snuggie. I thought it just was cute the way I said Snuggie, so I really wanted to tell that story. No, in all honesty, like I didn't fuck him because like I'm not gonna fuck a 67-year-old. That's gross. I did blow him because like you know, like, that's fine. No, but I I really did work in Utah for a summer, and like it was a lot. Like I'd never been so thrown into a different culture. I am from Fargo, North Dakota, so I get racist and I get sexist and I get a lot of it. Like it's like, ow, like it's all coming at me, you know, I'm gay in Fargo, and like, ow. But Utah was a totally different game because I didn't really know anything about Mormons. I've like auditioned for Book of Mormon before, so I pretty much got it, but like I didn't exactly know. And there was a 16-year-old guy in our cast who was Mormon, and I don't know, I mean, I had a hard enough time as a 16-year-old being like gay and like didn't know what to do. Like I was like masturbating all the time and like freaking out, like literally like you just don't know what to do. And so I was so confused as to how this 16-year-old was doing it. I was like, oh my God, like you have so many urges, like you're 16, and he seemed like a capable human being. So I really wanted to ask him some questions about his religion. So he was coming to the party that night that was at the complex, so I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm gonna ask him like some really like eloquent questions about being Mormon, because like that's who I am, Drew Lausch. Like you ask eloquent questions about the religion, Mormonism, like that's what I do. So I like kind of create a plan. I'm like, okay, step one, like obviously drink heavily because like Utah, man. So I get like, I'm like very, very drunk, and like step two, I was like, okay, and just like go up and be like, I have some questions about Mormonism. So I kind of stumble up to him. And also, as a side note, I have this really new cute thing where my body has literally developed an allergy to some liquor because I've had too much of it. So, I know you guys are all like, oh. But so sometimes when I drink too much, my face, I'll get like hives all over my face and my eye will start twitching. So when I approached this kid, like he was literally like I wasn't like, hey Elijah, I was like, hey Elijah, like I have a few questions about Mormonism. And he was like, is this like the oracle of like Fargo, like what's going on? Just me. So I look at him and I'm like, hey, I have a few questions about like your religion, like blah blah blah. And he's like, you know, like all Mormons, they just like want to talk about it, and like he's always like, shut up, I don't want to know about it anymore. But I was like, okay, like tell me a little bit about it. And so he did, and I was trying to form my first question. So I finally find it, and I'm like, okay, Elijah, like I've got a stumper. And he's like, okay, Drew, and I go, so how many times do you masturbate in a day? Because I would think it would be like a lot, right? And he was like, and he kind of froze for a little bit because like I'm sexually assaulting him. And he's like, well, actually, like I used to masturbate quite a bit, but then I realized I had a sex addiction. Oh. Yeah, no, I know. And I was like, woo, like a sex addiction like that? Like I believe it, like sometimes, but like, what do you mean like a sex addiction? Like you like, you know, you like beat the meat too many times a day. And then he got like a little uncomfortable and didn't really know how to respond. And I was kind of floundering because I was like, I don't know what to say next. But luckily, my best friend was there with me. And she comes up to him, and she was also kind of curious. So she had a question as well. And I was like, yeah, like do it, because like I don't know what the fuck I'm saying to this kid. And she goes, God bless her, you know. She goes, Elijah, I have a question about your religion. Have you ever fingered a girl? And like, this kid is like, he's like 16 and like Mormon, and it's like, why are these two people like literally yelling at me for like being Mormon? And he said no, and he said that like sometimes, like they go to camp, like all of the like 16-year-old Mormons like get together and like go to this camp, and like, like not like concentration camp, you know what I mean? Like a different kind of camp, where they kind of discuss their religion, but I guess they all kind of go buck wild. And I was like, oh my God, like spring break, like Mormon camp 2016, like that's where we're going. Like, can you imagine? Like I show up just like with bottles of booze and like drugs, and I'm like, listen, you fucking Mormons, like I'm gonna get you wasted. And they're like, no, like who is this? And I'm like, Oracle, like what? Yeah, so I guess you could say I'm like basic, and like that, I feel like that term is thrown, because that is the definition of basic, is going to a Mormon camp and like throwing alcohol at them. No, like basic is like see, like I'm like drinking, like I'm like that's basic, you know? No, I am pretty basic, and I feel like being basic it kind of runs in my family. Like I'm kind of I am proud of being basic. I think it's who I am. But I was recently talking to my mom, and thank you for your support. I was talking to my mom, and I was like, Mom, like, what do you do now that you don't work? And she was like, oh my God, honey, no, I am very busy. And I was like, okay, well, like, what do you do? And she was like, she goes, I go to yoga, I go to lunch, and I go shopping. Yes. And I was like, you are so beyond. Is like you, like retirement has treated you so splendidly well. Like, what kind of basic answer is that? Like, I was like, Mom, like, I don't want you to get bored. And she was like, honey, no, I can buy things and stretch. Like, that's like a little bit just like that's what I do. Like, she was like, no, like, purchase something, bing, like, fulfilled. Like, that's like her like mentality. But no, she's not the only basic one in my family. My grandma. Yeah, my grandma, the living one. The dead one was like into sports, like a lesbian or something. But peace, love, rock and roll, free love. But one year, my grandma got us all a Christmas gift, and she was like so thrilled. She was like, "You guys, like this Christmas gift is like it. Like it's you guys. It's just gonna blow your mind. Like this Christmas." It's gonna be a Christmas miracle. So we're like, so every person in our family, like we're all like opening it, like we're like so excited. And what it is a framed picture of herself. I wish it had been like, oh, because like there's like no pictures of me or like I'm kind of bummed, but like literally she was like, this is bad. I mean, and I don't know, I was like 8. I was like, fuck you, I want a Wii, like I don't want this. But in hindsight, I was lucky because finally I had something else to masturbate to that wasn't my own baby picture. I don't do that anymore. And I was also, like, really, my family is very basic. I was talking to my little cousin. She's 13. She's in middle school now. And so I don't know, I like to talk to her. I was finally like, hey Laura, like I'm gay, and she was like, I know, Drew, and I know, like shock of the century. And I was talking to her, and I was like, so like, what is school like? Like, how is that for you? Like, do you have friends? Like, are you popular? Like, what is it? And she's like, yeah, you know, I have like a lot of friends. Like, I love it. It's super, super great. And I was like, okay. And she was like, yeah, like some people call me a roast queen. And I was like, oh, like, what's a roast queen? And essentially what roast queen is a big old bitch. So my 13-year-old cousin is like, yeah, I'm like a roast queen. And I was like, okay. And I was like, well, tell me one of your interactions. She's like, well, I was like telling this boy one time, so he's really annoying me. I was telling him to shut the hell up. And she's like 12. And I was like, okay, so we have that in common. But that wasn't the interesting part of the story. I was like, oh, what did he say back to you? And she goes, oh, well, I told him to shut the hell up, and he told me to go join ISIS. And like, don't you guys love that we live in a country where the little nuggets are joking about terrorism? Like, God bless the broken road. I actually think, I mean, speaking of how fucked up our country is, my sister's moving to Australia. And I kind of think that is part of the reason. She's like over America, and like she has a boyfriend and like la-di-da-di-da. But it's funny because I was talking to her about international flights, and like, and you know, speaking of being basic, like my family's basic as hell. She goes, oh my God, Drew, the funniest thing happened to me on this flight. So I ordered 2 glasses of wine, and all of a sudden I was accidentally drunk. And like she's telling me this, like search for sobriety, and like in my mind I'm like accidentally. What is that? And like and I text her back. I was like, I kind of like sometimes I accidentally black out before 4 p.m. but I don't like accidentally getting drunk. You know, like it's just. Or accidentally doing drugs, like you know those people that like I don't know. It's like they'll like drink too much and then they'll go to a club and like. They'll like take something, they'll like be like, and then like freak out and they'll be like, oh my God, like I don't know what happened. And I'll be like, well, you picked up the ecstasy tablet, you put it in your mouth and you said, I just took ecstasy, like what happened? But like, how do you guys, like speaking of drugs, Do you guys, like, how do you feel about drugs? Are you like yes or are you like no? Faculty, I would love your... All right. Sorry.
They sell them in my neighborhood.
They Susanna, where do you live? No, I'm not coming over. I'm like, where do you live? Susanna, you told me. No, I'm also kind of basic in terms of my drug use. Like one time my friend and I took LSD. Like would highly recommend. Such a good time. Hi, faculty. But the thing that we did, like normally you like take a drug and you like go to the woods and you're like, oh my god, like leaves and like flowers and like this is amazing. But what my friend and I did, we were like, oh, it's not working, like whatever. So we went to a Starbucks and like, so we're like in Starbucks and I'm like, yeah, I'll have an apple cider. And like literally it hits me and I'm like apple juice, like literally I'm like freaking out. I'm like, I don't like where am I? Like we're in a Starbucks, like my friend like knocks over a mug. She's like, oh my god, it's like so loud. We like run out because like you can't really be tripping on LSD and like be buying like a caramel macchiato. Like, that's not like a thing you do, I can promise you. No, but drugs really can get you into interesting situations, and like obviously like use caution. Like I'm not like I do this every day. It's like once in a while, and it's like when you're feeling it. But that was for you guys. No, drugs can get you into pretty interesting situations. One time, like I said, I worked in Texas, and I was kind of seeing this guy, and by seeing him, I mean he gave me like a hand job on the dance floor, so I knew he had a really bright future. But my plan was, I was like, okay, so I'm like, I don't know, we're gonna get drunk, and we're gonna take Molly or like whatever, and I'm gonna go home. Whatever, who cares what it was, as long as it gets in my mouth. No, but that was my plan, and then I was like gonna go home with him. So we were at the club and we were like dancing and like living the dream, and like 3 a.m. rolls around and he's like, hey Drew, like I have to go, and I was like, where are we going? And he was like, no, well I'm going home, and like you're staying here, and I was like, why? Like no, and he was like, well I live with my parents, and I was like, oh my god, that's so cool. Like, my parents would never be down for an orgy, but like, I love that yours are just like, let's do it. I didn't actually say that, and he just went home. But I was like, fuck, what the hell am I gonna do? So luckily, one of my friends was like, oh my god, you're like, don't worry, like I'm having a sleepover at my friend's house. He's like a drag makeup artist. He's like so fun. Like we're gonna put drag makeup on, and like then tomorrow we're gonna go to a pool party, and it's gonna be like so fun. And I was in Dallas, and I was like, I'm a small town boy, like living that big city dream. Like let's do it. So I'm like, obviously, I don't know, I'm like rolling, I'm like drunk, but I'm like, yeah, let's like go to this house, like let's go. So we go, and we get there, and I don't know, I mean, I'm kind of expecting someone fabulous. Like, I'm expecting like Mike with like calamine lotion or something, like to like greet me at the door. Like, I want someone like fabulous. And like, have you guys seen Star Wars? I'm assuming you have. Okay, so like Jabba the Hutt with like fake eyelashes answers the door. And I'm like, and he's like, and he introduces himself as Sweet Mike. Like literally, he was like, Sweet Mike. I was like, is that the name you were given at birth? Like Sweet fucking Mike. Like he was like born, and they're like, Sweet Mike. Sweet Mike, like, so he greets me, and he's like talking about this pool party, and it was like definitely not a scene I wanted to get in. He was like, yeah, and like I bought you guys like bathing suits, and I was like, this wasn't my plan. Like what? Like why do you have a bathing suit for me? Like I'm not going to this party. So I'm kind of freaking out. I'm like, I don't know what to do, but luckily my friend is like, hey, Sweet Mike. He addresses him as Sweet Mike because that's the day and age we live in. And it's like we're actually just gonna crash. And Sweet Mike's like, okay, and goes to bed. And then I'm like laying on the couch, and I'm just like, oh my god, thank God I get to sleep. Like I don't even know where I am, but like I'm with a friend, and it's okay. So this friend then, so I'm like trying to fall asleep, and he goes, hey Drew, like, would you mind cuddling? And like, if you don't know this about me, I fucking hate cuddling. Like I just don't like cuddling whatsoever. It just annoys me, and like we're sweaty, and like leave me alone, I want to sleep. But also it's, I don't know, you know when people have code words, like Netflix and chill is code for sex, and like cuddling is code word for fisting? So he's like, can we cuddle? And I was like, no, like I think I'm just gonna go to bed. But he still gets up and like crawls into this like little couch with me, and I'm like, oh, I don't know what's going on. And he was like really, really short, like nothing against short guys, like that's awesome, but it was like weird because like I just felt like this like furry like hair like right here, and I was like, I don't know what to do. And he just kind of started like jiving and thriving his body against mine. Yeah, it was very bizarre, and like I think he was trying to hook up with me, but it felt more like a munchkin from The Wizard of Oz ejaculating on my ankle. If that is like a clear visual, like Dory, like you know. So I'm like freaking out. I'm like, well, I can't stay here because Sweet Mike is like gonna like auction me off at a pool party, and my friend is like whatever he is. So I'm like, I have to go. So like it's like 6 a.m. by this point, like I'm still awake. So I'm like, I have to use the bathroom, and then I like run out of this place, and I realize that I'm in a gated community. Yeah, and so like literally, so I like can't get out. So I'm like, okay, well you're just gonna have to climb this fence. So I like run, and I like literally scale this like wall. I'm not kidding, like I was like Spider-Man, because that was like all it was. And also I feel like Spider-Man was probably roofied by like a drag makeup artist named Sweet Mike as well. I looked up on my phone, I was like, okay, where's the nearest like hotel, because that's just what I'm gonna do, like it's whatever, that's fine. So I look it up, and it's 3.7 miles away. Now, driving, that's like nothing. But walking, that's like a long time. Like 3.7 miles isn't a joke. But I thought it was because in my fucked up mind, I was like, oh, well, in high school, like when I played soccer, I could run a mile in 6 minutes. So if I run 3.7 miles there, I'm gonna get there in like 25 minutes. So I start like taking off down this highway. I'm like running, like whatever, like my like eyes are like that, like I'm like a fiend just like running down this highway at like 6 in the morning. Like cars are like passing, and I'm like, yeah, like, I'm keeping up with you, bitches! Like, just like running to this hotel. So I see this green sign in the distance, and I'm like, oh my god, like, thank you so much, God. Like, I made it, like, with, like, sweating, like, haggard as hell. And I get up there, and I throw a credit card down, and I'm like, please, like, I just need a room, like, I need to sleep, like, whatever. And he looks at me, and, like, my eyes are dilated, and I'm, like, so sweaty, and he's like, and he just, before he's like, yeah, sir, we can accommodate you, he just, like, pushes the credit card back, and he just goes, are you okay? And, like, when like a hotel clerk that you don't know is like, are you okay? You're like, oh, so this is where my life is at. But I'm manic, and I'm like rolling. I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. Like, I just need a room. And he's like, okay, well, can I have a form of ID? And I was still 20 at the time. So I don't know if you guys know this fun fact, but you can't rent a hotel room if you're under 21. So I like give it to him, and he's like, actually, sir, we like don't. We can't give you a room. So I'm like I'm just like so defeated. Like you guys, I ran 3.7 fucking miles to get to this hotel. Like it wasn't like a hop, skip, and a jump. So I literally start crying. Like I wish I could be like, and then I blew him and I got a room. That didn't happen. I literally start crying. I'm like, oh, my mom can like call and she can like tell you that I like need a room, like just 1 second. And then I was like, I didn't do that, but then I was like, what if I called my mom? And I was like rolling, and I was like, hey mom, yo, like took a bunch of drugs tonight and like wound up at this like creepy guy's house, but now I'm in a Holiday Inn, like could you get me a room? And she's like, no, Drew, like what happened? So he calls me a car service, which is like amazing. And I get in this car and I listen to like Indian radio all the way home. And there isn't a joke with that. I just thought it was so interesting that it was like an Indian radio station in Dallas. Like, whatever. I just wanted to say that because I was like, fun fact. But I say all the way home because I worked in Fort Worth, Texas, and I had made it 2 hours south of Fort Worth, Texas. Yeah, so like when I ran 3.7 miles, that was like not towards my like final destination. Like I was like, fuck you, Fort Worth, like I'm gonna go. Yeah. But like honestly, I feel like Texas kind of gets a bad reputation because of like meth and drugs and like whatever. And guns. But I really did enjoy my time there. And it's funny that I ended my set with a story about drugs because this is my search for sobriety. Thank you so much, everyone. So pretty. but who? Mike Sullivan giving us a final performance. Thank you guys so much for coming.
I am what I am. I am my own special creation. So, come take a look. Give me the hook or the ovation. It's my world that I want to have a little pride in. My world, and it's not some place I have to hide in. Life's not worth a damn till you can say, hey world, I am what I am. I am what I am. I don't want praise, I don't want pity. I bang my own drum, some think it's noise, I think it's pretty. And so what? If I love each feather and each spangle, why not try to see things from a different angle? Your life is a sham till you can shout out loud, I am what I am. I am what I am, and what I am needs no excuses. I deal my own deck, sometimes the ace, sometimes the deuces. There's one life, and there's no return and no deposit. One life, so it's time to open up your closet. Life's not worth a damn till you can say, hey world, I am what I am.
Seriously, thank you so much for coming out. If you guys are still ready to rage, come down to the Octagon. We'll be happy to have you. And faculty, you're invited. But seriously, thank you so much.